Hola, it's me, Pablo. Today with a different video, no Blender updates, but just something that I see happening all the time on every new measure is released, and I wanted to talk about it, share my thoughts, my own point of view. So, in the mailing list, you can see here, there's been a thread going on, and also on forums and everywhere, there's this discussion about why isn't this Blender 3.0. It even got Ton to answer about it, which is saying that Blender is kind of special, and yes, we know that. My argument actually is on the other side of the spectrum. It also means it's also related to the fact that Blender is not really common in the way of naming its versions. So if we live in a perfect, a normal world, not perfect, but just a regular world, where Blender will be following those conventions, then yeah, 3.0 makes sense. But for 20, almost 25 years, Blender has been incrementing its versions in small steps, in very small steps. So from 2.49 to 2.5 was huge back then, and yeah, it was a big change in the UI and everything, and it was just 2.5. Then in 2.63, I think it got Cycles, a new massive, awesome render engine, and yet it was only like 2.62, 2.63. Maybe people wouldn't even know. And now it happened again with 2.79 to 2.8. So why do I think that it's not the right time to call it 3.0? Well, because Blender 2.8, it's good, it's great, but it's still lacking in some areas, and I think it's a good thing to keep it humble for the time being. Why? 2.8 is 2.80 or 80, it's being hyped like crazy. Everybody's talking about it, at least in the inner circles, and people are just talking with their friends about it. They're making it, download it again. People that downloaded Blender 12 years ago and got scared and closed it are now opening it again for the second time. Yes, there is reasons to change to 3.0, right? There is a new interaction mode like left click select. That's huge. Then there are things breaking. There is Blender Internal no longer in there. There is Blender Game Engine no longer in 2.8. So there are reasons to do it. But 2.8, just by itself, it's getting a lot of attention. And that's great. We've seen people from the industry using it. Like we've seen people from big studios and even small studios and all kinds of studios. I think everywhere from like the tiny studio making advertisements somewhere in an island to the big ones, the big name ones that have feature films every year. There is always this one dude that is using Blender somewhere there in a cave. Yes, we are everywhere. And that's a good thing. It's a word of mouth. They see what's possible to do with Blender and they share it. Yes, yeah, that's how it works until now, and it's fantastic. So everywhere, everyone that has ever heard of Blender knows that it's very humble in the way that it goes up in versions. So if they see 2.8, they see, wow, it's kind of a big, and they see screenshots and they see the work being done with it. They say, okay, yeah, I get it. It's a kind of a big deal. They try it and they will maybe accept their failures, their little parts where it's running short right now. So yes, 2.8 is great. And people will say, oh, amazing, right? You can do all of this. Yeah, oh my God, you can do sculpting. And yeah, but don't try to go too high in the polygons because yeah, I cannot really handle it. But it's great, it's awesome. Okay, cool, nice. It has a video editor. Yes, yeah, but just don't touch it too much. Okay. Oh, animation. Yeah, but no animation layers. Wait for 1 or 2 more versions. Yeah. Oh, it can do grease pencil, 2D animations. Yeah, but the brush system is getting worked on, so don't even go there or don't try to cast shadows with the... So there's always these things. There is like, wow, I'm gonna make my film with it. Where is the asset manager? Oh, wait, yes, just wait 1 more version and it's gonna come. Just wait for it. Okay, then those kind of things, they don't make sense to pop up in a 3.1, 3.2, because no. Blender 3.0 should have all of this and even more. So that's one of the main reasons that I see why it's good to keep it in 2.8. People are already talking about it. There is no doubt that it's going to make a big splash in the industry, because people are just trying it, using it, expanding it for many years now. So I think we're great there. We're doing great in the time of PR, because people, even more talented developers and artists, are using it and are making crazy stuff with it. So in that what Dan says, sense, we're good. On the other hand, the infrastructure that can keep Blender running at the moment, the Blender Foundation and the development fund and everything, especially the development fund, is the pot of money that is keeping the Blender stable, right? That is making Blender stable. It just started like a month ago. It's only it's going really well, actually. It's going pretty fantastic, but it only started a month or 6 weeks ago, so it needs time to get into like more status that is okay. People know that they can support Blender this way. Then this year something amazing happened. This guy, the Code Quest. The first Code Quest happened where the first time that developers get together for so long, for 3 months, in working in a big project. It was 2.8. Was kind of hoping really for much, but it did amazing things. It brought us the dependency graph. It would have been crazy impossible to do otherwise, and among other things, of course. Then imagine if we had a couple more Code Quests, if we had everything nodes in a Code Quest, if we had just 2 or 3 more Code Quests, imagine. Then imagine we had the development fund complete, like the main target complete, 10 developers full-time. Imagine if they could spend the time on fixing bugs, making Blender stable, implementing all the missing features, and even like just making it more awesome. Imagine if we had that. And I think what would be the icing on the cake is if the Blender Studio can make a feature film with it. Not finish it, just produce it, like just start getting production. I think, yeah, it happened before. Like it happened, people have been making films. I worked on a feature film with Blender 12 years ago in 2.4. It is possible, but it takes time, and you end up using non-open source tools for some of the parts. Yes, there is a Netflix film that is just amazing, and it was done with Blender and with some other extra tools, because it can't do everything nowadays. The Blender Studio has a way of has this goal of making a film with only open source tools. So that is a big push. Imagine, just imagine. 3 Code Quests, 2-3 Code Quests more. 2 years maybe of the development fund, 10 people full-time working, fixing. Having the brilliant minds of like Jacques-Luc or Brecht or Sergey and Campbell, they are working together, Bastien and Clément, and just the new developers that are popping up. There is new people like the Antonio from Grease Pencil, or new contributors. Imagine they all working together for a couple of years with the new infrastructure that exists in Blender 2.8, the new code, the new dependency graph. Imagine the Animation 2020 concept, they're like the interaction mode. It's just everything nodes. It's just all of that going on, brewing for make it 2 years or so, and a feature film being shoved into production with Blender, and that it needs an asset manager, it needs a good character pipelines or rigging, animation. Imagine all of that. That is what I think Blender 3.0. Imagine, just think about it. So enough with the ranting. I hope you don't hate me for making this kind of video. It's just what I think about it, because I think people just make it 3.0. No, it took us so long to get to 2.8. If we make it 3.0, people would like. Blender users are very picky nowadays. We're like, I include myself, are very, very picky. What? It can handle 40 million polygons? What kind of crap is this? So yes, okay.
So imagine if we just name it 3.0, then it's gonna not go so well. Maybe after the 3.0 release, after everybody knows it and everybody knows that we're up to date, and then it can get better. We can get 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, 5, version 4, and it's okay. I think after that we can get things together. But until then, let's continue with the updates. I'm gonna make a normal video next week. I'm actually traveling tomorrow because it's my birthday tomorrow. So yes, I'm growing up. Yes, and this channel is growing. We just made it 10,000 subscribers, 10,000 awesome people, nerds like me, and just wanted to share Blender news, Blender updates on the community, on everything, because it's just amazing what we're seeing here. I think I couldn't have picked a better year for Blender for starting this project of sharing news weekly. So I'm very excited for what's come. I will see you again in the next week, maybe not Monday or Tuesday, but somewhere in next week. I'll try my best to make it on time. And yes, I will go have my birthday tomorrow. So if you want to leave a little comment there, it will warm my heart. And I need it because I'm actually traveling to the southernmost city in the world, Ushuaia. It's in the down south, very close to Antarctica with the penguins. So I'm going to need the warm, fuzzy feelings. Until then, I will see you again in the next video. Ciao.